boys and girls, I'm excited about this story. This is a fractured fairy tale. It comes from the story of the three little pigs. It is called The Three Aliens and the Big Bad Robot. It's written by Margaret McNamara and illustrated by Mark Fearing. I know you're going to love it. Once there was a mama alien who had three little aliens. They were called Bork, Gork, and Niklowitz. Bork, Gork, and Niklowitz grew up in an old-fashioned house in a snug, cozy crater on a tiny little planet, and the eons passed, their house got too crowded. It's time for you to go out into the universe and find a planet of your own, their mama told them, giving each a hug. But remember, watch out for the big bad robot. It wants to chew you up. So Bork, Gork, and Niklowitz took off. Bye, Mama, they cried. Bye, kids, she shouted back. Always stick together, she added. Then she sniffled a little bit. And call me every once in a while. The three little aliens traveled far and fast. There's a cute planet, said Bork. Too hot, said Niklowitz. How about this one, asked Gork. Too crowded, replied Niklowitz. They darted around a meteor. Are we there yet? asked Bork. Just past the next bend, a big planet, swirling with dust, loomed into view. Bork spotted a shiny space rover zipping around its mountains and plains. Awesome, she said. I'm going to live in that. Ma said stick together, called Niklowitz. But Bork had already zipped too far to hear. Niklowitz and Gork traveled on. Niklowitz didn't like the looks of the next planet either. Nowhere to breathe, he gasped. Picky, picky, Gork said. Then just ahead, he spied a giant planet with huge golden rings around it. He jumped up on a passing satellite and caught a ride on a ring. Whee! He squealed. This is what I call home. We can't live on a ring that goes around in circles, yelled Niklowitz. We'll get dizzy, but Gork wasn't paying any attention to him. Now Niklowitz was all alone. He traveled deeper and deeper into space until he spotted a massive blue planet far out in the galaxy. It had 13 moons and refreshing breezes. This faraway place is where I'll build my home, he said. It will be safe from the big bad robot. Niklowitz found everything he needed to make sturdy walls. He gathered stardust to keep his home bright and found solar panels to keep it warm. Then he grabbed a tall, shiny telescope. This'll do for a chimney, he said, though no one heard him. Rock by rock and row by row, Niklowitz built the perfect house. When he was finished, he sat down and locked the door. His house was not very zippy or cool, but it was very safe. And there was room enough for all three little aliens. I hope they come and visit me soon, said Niklowitz. Then, one galactic down, there was rumbling in the universe. It was the big bad robot. Bork was so busy on her swirly red planet that she couldn't hear the robot's call. She didn't feel its giant footsteps as it leapt from star to star. And she didn't see the robot until it was right in front of her rover. Little alien, bleeped the robot. Pull over, pull over. Not on the wheels of my trusty space rover, cried Bork very bravely. Then I will crack, and I will smack, and I will whack your house down, meet the robot. Creep, meep. And just like that, the robot cracked and smacked and whacked Bork's shiny rover into 100 pieces. Piddly, eep, ork, eep, eep. As fast as speed of sound, Bork jetted away. The robot closed behind her. Just as the robot was about to eat her up, she spotted Gork's satellite house. Gork, Gork, help me, she cried. But Gork was having so much fun surfacing on the rings of his giant planet that he didn't hear Bork's cries. He didn't see the robot chomping on comets and ripping open black holes until the big bad robot caught Gork's satellite in his huge metal claw. Little alien, it bonked. Come out of hiding. Not by the orbit of this ring I'm riding, cried Gork stoutly. Then I will shatter and clatter and scatter your house down, groinked the robot. And before Gork could fly beneath the radar, the robot clattered and scattered and shattered Gork's satellite into 1,000 pieces. Creep, boink, eep, eep, piddly, eep, eep, eep. Gork barely escaped. Over here, cried Bork. Stick together. At the speed of light, Bork and Gork blasted out into space, with the big bad robot getting closer all the time. Where can we hide? Asked Gork. Let's find Niklowitz, cried Bork. He'll know what to do. Niklowitz had heard the robot's roar. He had seen what was going on with his brother and sister through his telescope. And he was ready. He flashed his solar panels halfway across the universe. There he is, cried Bork and Gork, and they zoomed to Niklowitz's house as fast as a hurtling asteroid. Get inside, cried Niklowitz. No time to waste. No sooner had Bork and Gork slammed Niklowitz's solid space rock door than they heard the robot rumbling. Little alien, he squeaked. Let me come in. Not by the slime on my chinny chin chin, cried Niklowitz. Then I will smack, and I will crack, and whack your house down, zeeped the robot. The big bad robot bashed and crashed Niklowitz's strong, solid house. Nothing happened. Then it pounded and smashed really hard. Not a crack. Then it loaded up its triple blaster and zapped that house, but good. That house would not fall down. So the robot forced its way into the little alien's house, right down the chimney. Creep, bop, beep, beep. The aliens covered their ears and waited for the robot to chomp them up. But halfway down the telescope, that robot got stuck tight. It strained and it struggled, it moaned and it groaned. Niklowitz's house shook and shuddered. But did it fall down? It did not. The robot gave one more mighty cry and burst into 1,000,000 pieces. Cool, said Bork. Awesome, said Gork. Just as I planned, said Niklowitz. There's just one thing missing, said Bork. Phone home, said Gork. So Niklowitz did. Ma, he said, we have the coziest house in the galaxy. Won't you come over and tuck us in? Well, that's the end of this fun story. I like the way it is like the Three Little Pigs, but it uses the robots and the aliens instead. I hope you enjoyed it.